Hello and welcome back to Drift. In today's episode, we are going to focus on one thing and one thing only, and that is how to rescue your stuff when you die. This episode came about because I decided to take some time off screen to do some mining, get some iron, get some copper, fill up our chest and whatnot. And then I ended up discovering a wreckage. See, as you can see here, we are already out in the field, day 61, with our mining drill. And I found this, you can kind of see at the top of the screen, I found this advanced wreckage out there. And so it had a whole bunch of stuff, it had a lot of resources that were very interesting, and so I wanted to grab it. But shortly after grabbing it, I died, because I did not have enough resources to keep myself alive. I still don't, as you can see here. And that's because when I went to restart the game to record what I had found, because I had found this off camera, and I'm kicking myself because I'm like, I would have rather found this on camera, then you can kind of get the first reactions to it. But so I decided to turn off the game and then start my recording software and then turn it back on. And it turns out that it didn't quite save between the time that you just saw here and when I died. So now I have a second chance to discover this for the first time. But I have to really manage my time well because we are going to die. And there's no two ways about it. But what we can do is make things just a little bit easier on ourselves when we do. So here we are atop the advanced wreckage, and as you see here, it's got a whole bunch of new stuff, a bunch of different crystals. We're going to have to clear up some space in our inventory for this. Sadly, the whole reason why we came out was to mine resources, but we're going to leave some of those resources behind. We're also going to leave some of the crystals behind because we don't exactly need them at the moment. So now, as you can hear the warning going off, letting me know that my oxygen's almost out. And we're just going to try to get ourselves as close to the ship as possible. Definitely learned a lesson today that when you're going to go out mining, even if you feel like nothing's going to happen, you might as well turn the recording on. So here we are, spawning back in our little apartment because that's where we have our respawn pod. And so now I respawned with nothing in my inventory. So I don't have a tractor system, I don't have a propulsion system, I have nothing. And if I want to go out and rescue my stuff, I'm going to need to make some things to go get it. So first things first, let's turn on our cats. Nice and lovely. We are using oxygen for our jetpack, which is not ideal, and definitely will not be enough to get us back there. So while I was getting excited to take all those new resources back home and start unlocking new technology, I have to turn my attention towards building. And the reason why I circled right there is because I realized we have to really pay attention to what we take with us and just kind of min-max it, because we had a full inventory when we died. And that was not including our jetpack, our tractor beam, any of that stuff, because those were all on our persons, not in our inventory. And we're going to want to take those back as well. We're going to want to bring those home. So right now we're just going to be making a simple battery pack to hold our electric charge. But sadly, I don't have any of the original batteries left. I've been making so many of the crystal batteries that we don't have any of the old small square batteries. So we're going to have to go and make a few of those as well. Simple batteries, that's what they're called. And we need 4 of those for the battery pack. There we go. And we'll put that back to making charged pink crystals. And there we are. Now we just need the 4 batteries and it will start crafting. And let's clean up our inventory a little bit. There we go. We got our battery pack. So now we are one step closer. Now we can actually start putting those pink crystal batteries into it and charging it up. But there's no need to do that just yet. Alright, so next thing I am going to need is a tractor system. So I can pull myself towards asteroids. Excuse me, the tractor system allows you to pull asteroids towards you. We're going to need the tractor upgrade, a whole separate thing, to get ourselves to pull ourselves towards asteroids. I love this new storage. This little area right here, it's just so organized, and I absolutely love it. I don't know if I ever showed you this, but in these 2 lockers next to the crusher, I took some time and just gathered a whole bunch of asteroids and just filled it up. So if I ever need some resources real fast and I decide I don't want to go out and catch new asteroids, I can just fill up the asteroids from the lockers. Now my game froze there, that's why you saw the quick screen black. I just had to restart the save. There we go. Now we have a tractor system. Now we need the tractor system Mach 2. And that's pretty simple. All we need to do is grab some steel. We should have plenty of that. Well, a decent amount anyways. There we go. Now the tractor safety bypass will be excellent. Or, no, you know what? Tractor system Mach 2 is just a more powerful tractor system. I believe you need to get the safety bypass. See, it's been a little bit since we've had to make any of these. We made them when we first unlocked them along the way. But these are all important things to need. Yep, there's a tractor safety bypass. That's what we need. All we need now is a microprocessor. We're just going to make a couple of these real fast. I know this isn't the most exciting episode, just kind of running back and forth, doing a lot of building stuff, but I did want to kind of show how even in later games you can still die out there in the wild, and when you do, this is kind of what you gotta do to go get your stuff back. You gotta make new systems, tractor beams, safety bypass, all sorts of stuff. You gotta do all that work to get back out there. So, if you're playing Drift and you have yet to die out there in the wild, maybe take this as your sign to make a couple extra stuff, an extra tractor safety bypass, an extra propulsion system and battery pack, and just store those somewhere, because it'll be a lot easier to just go grab those, put them on, and head back out, instead of having to take this time and build everything. And if I didn't have the resources I needed, I would have had to go back out there and wrangle some more asteroids, and that would have taken more time, and just makes everything a lot smoother. Alright, so we have everything we need. Let's go ahead and check the battery pack. We've got enough charge to launch ourselves. So now let's find our death, and let's turn on our speedometer. And let's go ahead and charge ourselves up and fire away. So thankfully we didn't die too far out. I do only have one battery and 2 oxygen carbon filters, so that's not great, but of course, like I mentioned before, we have a full inventory at our death marker, and we're going to need to probably choose which is most important. So the game pauses for a quick second as we do an autosave. And we're just gonna float on towards us, very calmly, very peacefully, watching the asteroids drift past us. It's very nice. I'm very excited to see where this game goes and all the updates that it ends up, that are planned for it. There's multiple biomes that are being planned for it, and I'm so excited to see more places in this game, more POIs, more interesting things out there in the asteroid field. It'll make drifting a lot more interesting. Like even just seeing that little sand island pop into view, and then the changes in asteroid colors is a fun part of this game, at least for me. So here we are, coming up rapidly on our death box. We nearly drift right on past it. In case you may not be aware, control, the left control key, is you can stop yourself and just come to a dead hover, and it's very helpful. So let's go ahead and eat a worm casserole, clear that up out of our inventory. Let's take the most important things first. And then, yep, you see here I have all those extra things to take. Sadly, I have to get rid of some of my resources just to grab it. And I'm not sure why I chose the silicon as opposed to the mushrooms. I feel like the mushrooms might have been more useful, but either way, I changed it. And I'm not too worried about it because this death box is going to be here for a while. So far, I have not seen a death box despawn, so it might not despawn at all, or it just might despawn after a long enough period of time that I have not weighted. So those silicon and iron that we left behind will still be there. Maybe we'll make a trip out and grab it to, if nothing else, to clear up the icon off our screen. So now it's just a matter of making it back, and hopefully we have enough batteries and oxygen for that as well. Otherwise we're going to have to come out and make another trip. But at least if we do have to make another trip, it'll be considerably closer. Yeah, once again though, very excited to see how this game evolves, and already within the first major update and even in some of the smaller updates, we've had a lot of new features added, and so there's still a bunch of stuff to discover. In the next episode, we're going to be working on outposts, and that is going to be our next major discovery, and it's going to be a huge step forward in, I almost said in our program, thinking about KSP, but it's going to be a huge step forward in our game to be able to make outposts that are, many kilometers away from our ship, so we can do things even farther out there and have a place of operations. It'll be good. And I'm quickly coming up to the end of my pre-recorded episodes, and we're going to be getting back into recording each episode right before it is made. We have gone through all the sand update stuff that I've done so far, but we still haven't even unlocked everything. So I'm very excited to keep going and show you everything that is new with this update. I'm gonna play a little asteroid soccer. Always enjoyable. But yeah, that is where I'm going to leave today's episode. That is how to rescue your stuff when you die out in drift. But anyways, that's where I'm going to leave today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward to more drift. I'm loving playing this game. If you did like it, please consider giving me a like, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.